Okay, it is game number 3 of the Western Conference Finals between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC now up 2-0 here against the Timberwolves as the series now heads to the Twin Cities here in Minneapolis, Minnesota for, again, this big game 3 where if Minnesota can't get this one, the series is basically over. Now, my original prediction for this series was Thunder in 4. So, and I had Pacers in 5 for the other one, so in the Eastern Conference, we'll see. Anyways, we get this game 3 today. We'll go over the odds and everything in a second here, folks. But before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA predictions and best bets here on the channel. Every day at 6 a.m. Pacific and 9 a.m. Eastern, we have our MLB best bets on the channel as well. So go make sure to check out those as well. Okay, let's get on to the game today. Thunder or Timberwolves, or tomorrow, I guess, depending on when you're seeing this video. Yeah, I'm taking the Thunder again. I mean, guys, this is a great line for us. Honestly, for the first time in the series, if this money line comes down just a little bit, if we can get this at minus 150, I say forget the points. If we get minus 150, we're taking, OKC. Guys, there is a potential, and we did this a lot in the Denver series. There is potential that we can get OKC as a live, potentially underdog, or at least like minus 120 on the live odds. I'm not, it is what it is. I'll just play it as it goes. If Minnesota gets off to a hot start, though, and we see, OKC at minus 135, minus 120, we're absolutely taking it right away, right? I don't even mind minus 3.5. I think the Thunder should bludgeon this Timberwolves team, again, through 4 quarters, because the same thing that we kind of thought was going to happen in game 2 happened, right? I just don't know how Minnesota hangs with this team. I just don't. The Thunder are just too good. They just are. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, crowned the most valuable player of the league, well-deserved, plays 42 minutes in game number 2, 38 points, 12 of 21 shooting, 13 for 15 from the free throw line. And we can get into the whole always a foul merchant thing later. Again, there is extreme evidence that proves that he's not that. And if we want to, again, go after Shai, then you should go after Michael Jordan for being the same way. You should go after, James Harden. I mean, guys, Dwayne Wade in the 2000s, those guys got crazy calls, and that's not their legacy. But for Shai, he wins an MVP. He's the best player in the sport. And you have Doris Burke on national television calling him a free throw merchant. It's unbelievable. Thunder win game 2, 118-103. Again, SGA makes everyone around him better. But the biggest key in this series, and the biggest key to OKC's, potential of winning the NBA championship, I understand they're like at a minus 300, I think, favorite to win the championship at this point. Again, we'll see about Indiana. I'm recording this video before game 2 in the Garden. I think the Pacers win that game, but we'll see. Jaylen Williams, again, is the determining factor on whether or not the Thunder are going to win the NBA championship. It's not Shai, because Shai's going to be incredible regardless of how his teammates play and regardless of the opponent, albeit New York or Indiana. Shai is going to score, and Shai is going to put up his 30-plus points every single night. He's going to get to the rim. He's going to hit his middies. Again, a mid-range shot for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a layup. It is insane, but I have never seen a better mid-range shooter in the history of the sport. I am including Kobe Bryant, and I am including Michael Jordan. I'm serious. Now, post fades, Kobe, but like, honestly, I'm pumping, I'm pumping up Shai just a little bit here, but I'm serious. Like, again, when I watch SGA, guys, and this is not glazed, when I watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, it reminds me of Kobe Bryant. How great defensively he is, right? The pure tenacity to get to the hoop, obviously, and the mid-range game is insane. Again, the 3-ball is not there for SGA like it was for Kobe, but man, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one hell of a basketball player. He is, right? Kobe got to the line at will too, by the way, guys. I'm just saying. But again, the biggest factor of whether or not the Thunder are going to win the entire thing is Jaylen Williams. Now in game 2, Jaylen Williams played well again. He's played great so far in this Western Conference Finals. J-Dub goes 12 for 20 in game number 2. And immediately, when that game started, J-Dub hits that pull-up midi. Yeah, kind of showing, okay, like, he's going to be here this series, right? He caught a lot of flack in that Nuggets series for good reason. I mean, guys, J-Dub was the reason the Thunder did not win that series in 6 games, right? If J-Dub plays a better game 6 in Denver, then the Thunder likely win that one. They get more rest going into the Western Conference Finals, or at least actually the series would have started on Monday instead. Anyways, J-Dub was good in game 2, 26 points. If he plays like that, the Thunder are really difficult to beat. They just are, you know. You look at Chet, who I still think leaves a lot to be desired at times. I don't think he played a bad game too. It just, I need to cut Chet some slack, and really this entire team too, guys. Like, we talk about this team as, they have, and by the way, they have been the favorites to win the championship all year long, right? We talk about them in that regard. But you also have to think, right, they're led by a 26-year-old in his really third postseason run, second postseason run where they actually had expectations, right? That's SGA. Their second option, J-Dub's an all-star, and he's 24 years old. Chet Holmgren is 23, and that's their main core. That's their big three on this team. And we're talking about these guys like they have, and because they do have expectations to win the entire thing. So again, I think I do need to be fair to Chet. And again, it's the situation he's in. He's on a championship contender on the best team in basketball, and they are expecting a lot out of him. And obviously, the Hartenstein move was great. Again, it alleviates the pressure off of Holmgren a lot in the game, regardless, at least defensively too, because Chet's just not there defensively yet. Again, he's 23 years of age. J-Dub is 24. SGA is 26. And again, there is dynasty talk right now about the Thunder for good reason, for great reason. They're just that good right now. They play incredible defense, and offensively you have the best scorer in the sport, and if Jaylen Williams is consistent like he has been so far in the conference finals, you have a true all-star as your number 2. And just wait to see what they can add in the offseason as well. That's all I'm saying. And Alex Caruso's play has been incredible. Guys, Caruso fouls out of game 2, but in comes Cason Wallace, who I don't think he's as good defensively as Alex Caruso, but my goodness, he is just like a younger version of Alex Caruso. I mean, what do you do? Caruso fouls out. Okay, we'll just bring in Cason Wallace. He does pretty much the same exact thing. Shoots the 3-ball better. Not as good defensively, but kind of the same player, kind of the same build. This is such a tough team. OKC went 7-man rotation yesterday. Not against it at all. I mean, we have seen Aaron Wiggins. Obviously, Isaiah Joe's been really squeezed out, and we've seen Jaylen Williams really squeezed out the rotation recently as well. So they're just going again the 5 starters, which is Shai, Chet, J-Dub, Hartenstein, and Lou Dort, and then obviously Cason Wallace and Alex Caruso. And that's fine, man. This 7-man rotation is really nasty. You see bumped minutes now for SGA as we get down the stretch here, and I'm completely fine with that. For Minnesota, man, I don't know how they win a game in this series. And I get it, this one's back in Minnesota now. I still don't see a path for them. You can tell they're getting frustrated with Shai at this point when Jaden McDaniels literally shoved SGA down to the ground and got the flagrant foul for it. But Ant puts up 32 points. Edwards was not good from the 3-point line. Still found a way to score 32, but Edwards 1 for 9 from the 3-point line. Mike Conley, who had a good game 1, and not very good in game 2. 1 for 6 from the field, 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. Jaden McDaniels was actually pretty good, 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, scored 22 points on 8 of 15 shooting. And then there's the Julius Randle problem. We've been talking about it, or at least we talked about it in the Lakers series. I mean, playoff Julius Randle, at least in New York, was not good, right? We've been kind of waiting for playoff Julius Randle to show up, and game 2 of the Western Conference Finals was exactly that. Randle goes 2 for 11 from the field, 0 for 3 from the 3-point line, 6 points in the game. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was really good off the bench, right? Nas 17 points on 3 of 4 shooting from beyond the arc, 5 for 8 from the field. Great. Naz Reid, still not consistent, still really struggling. I mean, he is struggling. Reid goes 0 for 5 from the 3-point line, 10 points on 3 of 8 shooting. It's just Minnesota has become so dependent on the 3-point ball, and they haven't been able to hit it consistently at all. I mean, when Naz Reid and Anthony Edwards are shooting a combined 1 for 14, you're not winning games. And Julius Randle, you add on Julius Randle, they're 1 for 17. And then you tack on Mike Conley. Okay, those 4 guys are 2 for 21 from the 3-point line. It's unacceptable, right? But that's what the Timberwolves have kind of fallen into in this postseason. And that's a problem too, because they can't find a good shot most of the time, right? The refs are letting the Thunder play pretty physical, and Minnesota, at the same time, they are too, right? But you can't... Timberwolves had 26 free throws in game 2. They shot more free throws than the Thunder. But regardless, they're not having that much success driving to the hoop, right? You're forced. This is a really good defensive team. You're going to have to shoot the ball from the perimeter. And again, that's always been my thing about Indiana. Like, Indiana, they're going to hit those shots against OKC. So that's why I think it's such a stylistic challenge for the Thunder against Indiana. But again, we have to get there before we can talk about that officially. But Minnesota, they can't hit anything from beyond the three-point line. They can't, right? Alexander Walker had a good game. McDaniels had a good game. That's it. It's not going to take you anywhere. And OKC, the problem that Minnesota has, by the way, is that they're always trailing. They're always playing from behind because that's the pressure the Thunder put on you. They don't have the offensive firepower that Denver had. And that's why going into the series initially, and I still feel this way, I don't think the Timberwolves stand a chance. And there's a reason they're down 2-0. There's a reason the series is basically almost over at this point. And I do think the Thunder kind of bury them tonight. This is the Timberwolves' last shot. They need to win this game. You fall down 3-0, obviously. No team's ever done that in NBA history before, right? The Celtics got close 2 years ago, couldn't seal the deal. Or 3 years ago now. That's 2 years ago. Against Boston, Miami, Boston. You're not coming back down 3-0, especially against this team. All right, you need to win tonight. And I just don't think the Timberwolves get it. I think the Thunder see an opportunity. All right, we can step on their throats right now. We can end this series essentially right now. And we can likely sweep. I think they do exactly that. Again, I don't know what's happened in Pacers Knicks yet, because I'm recording this before that game is being played. Regardless of the outcome, I still think Indiana's winning the series in 5. I'm serious. If Indiana wins, great, game 2. If they don't, okay, they're going to win the next 3. I still think Pacers in 5 in that series. If the Knicks win game 2, maybe I'll say in 6. But even then, I still think the Pacers are pretty set in that series. Then we can talk about a Thunder Pacers final. But I'm serious. I don't see. I never thought this series was close between Minnesota and Oklahoma City, and it's just not. Let's just be honest. It's just not. What do the Timberwolves have to offer? They don't. They have nothing to offer OKC. And the thing about Minnesota is, okay, if they're gonna win one, it's gonna be because everyone's hot from beyond the arc, right? Naz Reid finally gets going. DiVincenzo has a good game. Ant essentially takes over and scores 45 plus, I think is part of that as well. And Julius Randle can't be abysmal like he was in game number 2. But even with that, OKC's going to match you in scoring. Shai's going to find ways to score. If J-Dub is having one of those nights, he's going to score as well. They're just such a difficult team to deal with, man. They just are. And the scary part about it is this team's going to be together. This core, they're under team control for another 5 years. And Shai's going to sign an extension. Don't be surprised if SGA takes a massive pay cut to keep everyone around as well. I'm serious. This entire core, we're talking about, again, Hartenstein, J-Dub, actually, I meant to say Holmgren. Holmgren, I don't know if Hartenstein's part of the core. Holmgren, J-Dub, Dort, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, Kaysen Wallace, Caruso, and Nikola Topic hasn't even played a game yet. That guy was supposed to be a top 5 pick in the draft last season, got injured, and now the Thunder said, okay, we don't need you this year. Come back next year and we'll see. Yikes. This team's so loaded, man. It's insane how they built the squad, and they still have so many picks. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. They will beat Minnesota today, and I don't think the game's all that competitive. I think you might see a good first quarter out of Minnesota playing with the hometown crowd behind them, obviously. I think you'll see Ant hit some big shots, get the crowd going. But then reality sets in. OKC tightens up on defense. Shai gets to the hoop. Shai starts hitting his middies. J-Dub starts contributing as well. And then the Thunder find a way to win this game number 3. And I think they'll win it by about 5-6 points. I think -3.5 is more than playable in this spot. But again, I think our best bet here is hopefully getting Thunder at -125-ish. I'll just say, with the live bet, first quarter, maybe second quarter, boom. I mean, we are perfect then with that. So give me SGA and the Thunder to go up 3-0 here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I never thought this series was going to be close, and I still feel that way now. OKC in 4, they win tonight, and they cover the 3.5 points as well. So folks, thank you all for watching our game number 3 predictions here for the Western Conference Finals. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank you all for watching.